My beloved brothers and sisters, we live in a time where everyone feels the need to announce everything, every success, every opinion, every emotion. People argue to be heard, prove themselves to be accepted, and respond to every word that hurts them. But Islam teaches a calmer path. Not every reaction is strength, and not every silence is weakness. Sometimes silence is protection. When you stop explaining yourself to everyone and start reflecting within, your heart begins to settle. You realize that peace is not found in winning arguments, but in strengthening your relationship with Allah. The one who trusts Allah does not need to fight every battle. You are not required to answer every accusation or correct every misunderstanding. Allah knows your intentions even when people misjudge you. When you choose patience over reaction and reflection over impulse, you are not losing, you are growing in a way only Allah fully sees. Not every response improves your situation. Sometimes you feel a strong urge to reply immediately when someone says something hurtful. Your heart races and your mind prepares the perfect response. You want to defend yourself and make them understand your side. But pause for a moment. Not every response brings benefit. Many times a reaction only fuels the situation and turns a small issue into a large conflict. Islam teaches wisdom before reaction. The believer asks, will my words bring peace or increase harm? If your answer is anger, silence may be the better path. Allah hears what was said even if you do not answer. He knows your intention and your sincerity. You do not need to prove yourself to everyone. Protecting your heart from unnecessary tension is part of protecting your faith. When you hold back for Allah's sake, your calmness becomes strength rather than weakness. In many arguments, people are not seeking truth, they are seeking victory. If you respond emotionally, you enter a battle of egos rather than a search for understanding. Words spoken in anger rarely solve problems. Instead, they leave regret and distance between hearts. A believer chooses words carefully because every statement is accountable before Allah. Silence prevents you from saying something you cannot take back. Later, you often feel grateful you did not reply immediately. Your restraint saves relationships and preserves dignity. Allah loves the servant who controls their tongue during provocation. That control is not easy, but it brings peace afterward. Sometimes people misunderstand you and you want to correct every detail. You feel your reputation depends on their opinion, yet not every misunderstanding needs your explanation. People often believe what they want, regardless of your effort. Over-explaining drains your energy and keeps you anxious. Your worth is not defined by public approval. Allah already knows your truth completely. Leave some matters to Him. When you trust Allah with your image, your mind relaxes. You stop chasing acceptance and focus on improving yourself. This shift brings inner stability. There are moments when silence is a shield. When a conversation becomes heated, continuing to respond may worsen the situation. Stepping back prevents escalation. You give yourself and the other person time to calm down. Later, discussion can happen with clarity instead of anger. Immediate reactions often create permanent damage. A short silence protects long-term relationships. Wisdom is knowing the right time to speak and the right time to wait. Allah rewards patience during emotional moments. You gain peace by avoiding unnecessary confrontation. Your ego often wants the last word. It feels uncomfortable to let someone think they are right when they are not. But your goal is not to win every argument. Your goal is to maintain good character. The Prophet taught that leaving an argument even when correct brings great reward. Letting go of the final word does not reduce your dignity. It increases your self-control. You prove strength by mastering yourself, not others. Allah sees the restraint you practice privately. Many conflicts continue because both sides keep responding. One message leads to another and emotions intensify. If one person chooses calmness, the cycle breaks. Your silence may end what words would extend. Over time, people respect your composure more than loud defense. Calmness carries weight. It shows confidence and maturity. You are not ignoring truth. You are choosing a wiser moment to address it. Allah places barakah in measured reactions. You may fear that silence means people will assume you accept wrong behavior. But silence can be temporary, not permanent. You can address matters later with calmness. Immediate reaction is rarely effective because emotions dominate. Waiting allows your thoughts to organize. You speak with wisdom instead of frustration. Your message becomes clearer and kinder. This approach often resolves issues more successfully. Allah loves gentleness, and gentleness enters every matter with goodness. Social media increases the temptation to respond quickly. Comments, criticism, and opinions appear constantly. Responding to each one steals your peace. Not every message deserves your attention. Protect your mind from endless debate. Choose what truly matters and ignore the rest. Your time and energy are valuable. Spending them wisely is part of gratitude to Allah. Focus on beneficial actions instead of endless defense. Holding your tongue also protects your heart from regret. Words cannot be erased once spoken. Many people wish they remain silent during emotional moments. Silence gives you time to reflect and pray before speaking. Reflection brings clarity. You avoid harming others and harming yourself. Allah rewards those who prevent harm through patience. This reward is both spiritual and emotional. When you choose not to respond, you also protect your mental health. Constant arguments exhaust your mind and disturb your sleep. Your thoughts repeat conversations and increase stress. By stepping away, you regain calmness. You focus on worship, responsibilities, and growth. Peace returns because you removed unnecessary noise from your life. Your heart feels lighter. There are times to speak and times to remain quiet. Islam does not command permanent silence but wise silence. Speak when your words bring benefit, guidance, or justice. Remain quiet when speech brings harm or arrogance. Balance is the goal. Through practice, you recognize the difference. Allah grants insight to those who seek wisdom. Your speech becomes thoughtful and your silence meaningful. Always remember, not every response improves your situation. Many times silence brings the best outcome. Trust Allah to handle what you cannot control. Your calm reaction reflects strong faith. When you hold your tongue for His sake, He grants you dignity and tranquility. Over time, you realize that peace is more valuable than winning arguments, and the one who protects their words protects their heart. Silence protects the heart from unnecessary conflict. There are many moments in life when a conversation begins small but slowly turns into tension. A simple disagreement becomes emotional, voices rise and hearts harden. In such moments, the believer remembers that not every discussion must continue. Silence can be mercy. When you pause instead of reacting, you protect your heart from carrying anger for hours or even days. Arguments often leave wounds long after the words end. By choosing quietness, you prevent resentment from settling inside you. Allah loves a heart that remains soft and controlled. Silence is not weakness. It is self-control guided by faith. You step away not because you have nothing to say, but because you have something to protect your inner peace and your relationship with Allah. Many conflicts are fueled by quick reactions. A person says something hurtful and you feel an immediate need to reply. Your ego urges you to defend yourself strongly. But if you respond while emotions are high, your words may exceed your intention. Later, you regret speaking harshly. Silence gives you a moment to breathe and regain balance. You allow emotions to cool and wisdom to return. This pause prevents unnecessary damage. When you choose patience over reaction, you are guarding your heart from guilt and preserving relationships from escalation. Allah rewards those who restrain anger and forgive people. And silence is often the first step toward that forgiveness. The heart becomes heavy when it carries constant arguments. Replaying conversations in your mind keeps you restless and distracted. You think about what you said and what they said, and your peace disappears. Silence stops this cycle early. Instead of feeding conflict, you close the door gently. You protect your thoughts from endless repetition. Your sleep improves because your mind is calm. Islam values tranquility, and avoiding unnecessary conflict is part of maintaining it. By stepping back, you free your heart to remember Allah rather than replay arguments. Sometimes you want to correct every misunderstanding. You feel people must know your true intention, yet not every person seeks understanding. Some conversations continue only to prolong disagreement. Silence shows wisdom in choosing which matters deserve attention. You do not ignore truth, but you avoid useless disputes. Allah knows your intention even if people misunderstand. Trusting His knowledge brings comfort. You focus on improving yourself rather than convincing everyone else. This protects your emotional energy. Silence also prevents words spoken in anger that cannot be undone. A single sentence can damage a relationship for years. When you remain quiet during provocation, you protect future regret. You may feel momentary discomfort, but you avoid long-term pain. Later, you can address the matter calmly if necessary. Your words then carry kindness and clarity instead of emotion. This approach preserves dignity for both sides. Unnecessary conflict often begins from small issues. Pride makes each person insist on being right. Silence reduces pride. It reminds you that not every matter is worth emotional investment. By stepping away, you choose peace over victory. The believer values harmony more than ego. Allah raises the rank of those who leave arguments for His sake. This reward is not only in the hereafter, but also in the calmness you feel now. Your heart also stays cleaner when you avoid constant disputes. Arguments can lead to harsh thoughts and resentment. Silence protects you from developing hatred. You forgive more easily because you did not intensify the conflict. Forgiveness purifies the heart and strengthens faith. A calm heart remembers Allah more frequently. By preventing conflict, you make space for spiritual growth. Silence teaches patience. You learn to endure discomfort without reacting impulsively. Each time you hold your tongue, your self-control increases. This discipline affects other areas of life as well. You become calmer in stressful situations and wiser in decision-making. Allah strengthens those who practice restraint. What begins as effort becomes natural behavior over time. Some people will interpret your silence as weakness. They may expect a reaction and feel surprised when it does not come. Yet your intention is not to impress them, but to please Allah. You are accountable to Him, not to public opinion. Over time, people often respect quiet strength more than loud defense. Your character speaks louder than your words. Silence also protects your mental health. Constant conflict drains energy and increases anxiety. When you limit engagement in unnecessary disputes, your mind rests. You focus on beneficial activities, worship, and personal growth. Your thoughts become clearer because you removed noise. Peace grows because you guarded your heart carefully. There are appropriate times to speak, especially when justice